of Diabetes Institutions. I extend a very warm welcome to all the distinguished guests.
Today, because we have with us Professor Peter Schwartz from Germany, who is actually the president of the International Diabetes Federation. And Dr. Schwartz, when he talks to you, he will tell you something about the IDF. The International Diabetes Federation, as you know, is an umbrella body of all the diabetes associations in the world. And some of them have more than one association. India also has 2 associations. A very special day because, you know, we just celebrated World Diabetes Day in November 14th. As part of that, we have had several activities all over India. The president, he has been one of the most active. I've been in this field for 50 years now, and I've seen many IDF presidents. But from here he's going to Oman, from Oman he's going to Dubai, and then I've lost track where he's going after that. So every city in the world, every country in the world he is visiting, all continents he is visiting. But it's not just visiting, it's not just him going there, making speeches and so on. He's really trying to change the world for the better as far as diabetes is concerned. And the other thing, what Professor Schwartz is known for, he encourages youngsters to come up, and he also encourages new activities, any new context. I'm very happy that just about a few months ago, he appointed me as the chair for the whole world for gestational diabetes, pregnancy-related diabetes. And that activity is progressing very rapidly, and very soon we'll have a publication on a consensus statement from the whole world on what to do for early gestational diabetes, where it's diagnosed in the first trimester of pregnancy. That's something very new. He does remarkable things, and which is why he is so fit. So one of his dream was to increase the diabetes epidemic. So how can we change that? So he was very kind when he saw some of the work that we are doing here, particularly the work done by Dr. Anjana and Ranjini and the MDRF team in
To have you here today.
Yeah, dear Dr. Mohan, dear Dr. Anjana, and dear everyone in the room, all the press here in the room, I must say it's a great honor for me to be here. On my way traveling through the world and visiting member organizations of the International Diabetes Federation, it's a great honor to be here in Chennai. It's a great honor for this activity today, because we will today launch the IDF Global Physical Activity Consensus Group. And we will go into it, what it is. But if you have carefully listened to Dr. Mohan's introduction, there was active, and he is active, and we are active, and activity is needed, and it was the most common word used in his welcome address. And this is truly, if we think about diabetes on the global scale, activity is needed to set something against diabetes. Activity and physical activity is needed to walk away from diabetes. If we dive into the story, the IDF has released 589 million people living with diabetes on Earth. WHO is already talking about 830 million people living with diabetes on Earth. And I think these 2 numbers are right and wrong, because I think they are not representing the current very fast increase in prevalence in number of people living with diabetes, especially here in the region. And if we want to make a long story short, if you ask me what are the 2 main determinants that people getting so fast, and especially here in the region, a very aggressive form of diabetes, and there are 2 things. And one is, and Dr. Mohan already has said it, it's what we are eating, and especially if we are eating fried carbs. This boosts the development of diabetes, because if you fry carbs at a temperature of about 130 degrees Celsius, you build bonds between glucose and fat, and then we are eating this because it's tasty, it's lekker. But then we have this in our gut, and the body cannot break it down because it needs this bond between glucose and fat. because it needs a lot of energy to break it down. So the body is not doing it because there's a constant influx on energy, on overnutrition, overeating. And where is he storing this? And in the liver. And this is the way how we can destroy our liver. We call it MAFID, metabolic associated fatty liver disease. And if you have 100 grams of fat in your liver, you become a non-responder to physical activity. And now we have a link to physical activity. So on one side, the determinant, the fat in the liver, is one of the main determinants of the development of diabetes. And we have to find a way to get the fat out of the liver. And I don't take this beating for doing whatever we can do to improve the quality of care and quality of diabetes prevention for everyone in the world. And the one side is the fasting, and the other side is how can we develop a global strategy for a global IDF strategy on physical activity within IDF Global Physical Activity Consensus Group today and this day in Chennai. And because you see Dr. Mohan, Dr. Anjana sitting here, and I'm traveling a lot in the world, and it's very, I get educated a lot by visiting the member organization. But what is also needed is leadership in diabetes care. You need leaders with gestational diabetes in the world. And the other one, Dr. Anjana, who is now getting announced as the chair of the IDF Physical Activity, Global Physical Activity Consensus Group. So it's a great honor for me now to hand over the official document, the chair of the IDF Global Physical Activity Consensus Group.
So the story goes that across the world, in all continents, among men and women, there's a lot of physical inactivity. Now let's look at... Thank you. So physical inactivity, India or anything like that, we are bringing the world together through this program. Activity has to start young, has to be there in adults. Everybody has to start moving towards activity in order to gain the most important thing, health, which is the behavior. And this group is all about making that behavior happen. It aims to integrate evidence, policy and community action to help people to move and get more fit. So why IDF? IDF is a global leader. It has credibility and partnerships, member organizations across the globe. It is the single most important and largest organization with special focus on low and middle income countries. It has cross-sectoral reach in health, education, transport and planning. Trusted advocacy and evidence-based approaches. All of us trust the IDF numbers, the IDF guidelines that come, and community networks capable of driving behavior change. Physical Activity Consensus Group, and that is what I was the chair of just now. So here we need people from all over the world. We're no longer talking regional, we're talking about the world. So a group of people will come together to make these guidelines active.
Is that we leverage the importance of physical activity much more today, because it's cheap, it doesn't cost to move. It's an effective, if you use your muscle like with Tandev, it's important in this moment, but it lasts. So the muscle you build up today helps you tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. And it's in terms of inequalities of access to care, it's very socially balanced strategy against diabetes. So fasting and physical activity doesn't cost money, socially balanced, solves inequality in access to care, and this is a new IDF strategy.
Have a patient-centric guideline as well. It's not just for, so there are 2 or 3 parts to this. One is prevention. And now, so you were asking about IDF. we should ask about our ministries and our own national guidelines. Why physical activity is not there? The thing is, it is there, but it's really not there. It just says because there is this up now. Now, this has parts that has a part with health and a part